So you want to learn how to become an explosive athlete without having the greatest genetics in the world. Well, here are 5 simple things that pro athletes do to become explosive that you can do too. The first thing that pro athletes do that you should be doing too is prioritizing the foot. One simple way is by wearing barefoot shoes. This allows you to develop the arch of your foot, and the arch is important because you utilize elastic energy, and elastic energy is free. That is how you become athletic. That's what all the top athletes have, and what you should be seeking for is elastic energy, and it all starts from the foundation, which is the foot. So you can walk barefoot or have barefoot shoes like Vivos for 10 to 20 minutes a day, and that can honestly be the trick, or do some low-level plyometrics like jump rope and pogos with the barefoot shoes to help develop the ankle and the lower limb complex. Other stuff you should learn how to do with the foot is stuff like strict single leg calf raises and proprioception drills, which has shown in the research to reduce injury risk and improve ankle health and function. Now, moving on to the next tip, all pro athletes are extremely active even on their rest days. They'll always do a little bit of something. The reason why sitting down is so bad is because it actually messes your hip function and something called your pelvic floor. So when you just start to mess up the function of your pelvis, and you start to get an anterior pelvic tilt, and you start to lose internal rotation, you can't actually produce force, because you actually get your force production and your explosiveness from hip internal rotation, that is your knees caving in. Sitting down restricts this motion, so it actually makes you better at stuff like squatting, but worse at stuff that requires high velocity and high force, like a sprint or a vertical jump. Also, sitting causes a lot of shoulder pain and tightness, which really affects your shooting motion or your ability to do stuff overhead. So some simple drills to help you that you can do every single day that are just good for, your active recovery is, basic skips, your 90-90 pelvic floor raises, your cross connect glute bridges, all these drills that can help you improve the hip function, your internal rotation, the stuff that you need that's really important for your explosiveness, but that gets ruined from sitting all day. If you're curious to learn more about more of the deep science of becoming more explosive and kind of like how to program and more of the deeper knowledge type of things that go into this type of stuff, and click the link in the bio or description below to get a free guide on how to learn about how to become explosive and develop your overall athleticism. It's completely free, and I literally would just give you deep diver type of tips and more insider information on the deeper level stuff that I know, so you can become more explosive. The third thing that all pro athletes do is drink electrolytes and eat carbs. This is something that you start hearing kind of like the bodybuilder field, that carbs is bad for you, and sometimes you hear it's not. I'm going to tell you right now, for athletes, carbs is your essential fuel for athleticism. Your carbs actually fuel your tendons and fuel your stress shortening cycle. If you don't have carbs, then you're not going to be able to access this side, and you're going to get some overuse injuries very fast. You're going to tear up your tendon, get that ACL tear, that Achilles tendonitis, stuff that you do not want, and it could all been prevented if you just ate some carbs. This is your fuel source for athleticism. It also prevents you from becoming more tired very fast. So if you want more stamina, you need to be able to fuel your body so you can have that stamina. Electrolytes in the research is also shown to help you with your hydration, your stamina, your ability to continue to work out. This is why Gatorade became so popular in the football field, is because you're getting drained from the sun, you're sweating all day, and electrolytes replenishes that and allows you to keep going without passing out or having these really bad injuries. Actually, one of the biggest struggles I had that completely ruined my vertical is I never drank electrolytes, water, or ate carbs, and I used to get injured every single day. I was trying to dunk. I'm 5'7", and my whole goal was to dunk and run these fast times in 100 meter, and every 2 weeks I would get injured because I wasn't eating carbs and fueling my body, because I was trying to lose weight at the same time, when really the best way to lose weight is to have more protein and just be in a slight caloric deficit, but I didn't understand it at the time. So I was under eating carbs, under drinking electrolytes, and I was breaking down every single day, and this ended up knocking me out for a good 3 to 4 months, and I missed 3 to 4 months of training because I did not fuel my body correctly early on at the beginning. The next simple thing that most pro athletes do to get explosive is stare at a wall for at least 30 minutes a day. 10 minutes could work too. This might sound a little bit crazy, but the whole purpose of staring at a wall or just kind of being away from your phone is to generate the parasympathetic nervous system. So that's a big word you don't really need to understand. What it does for you is starts your recovery cycle. You don't start recovering right when you stop a workout, because you still have the adrenaline from the workout. So that's why people stretch or they do the cool down laps, is to kickstart that. But a lot of people nowadays just do the workouts and they just leave and stare at their phone the whole time. They keep stimulating their brain, but what you need to do is turn off your brain for just about 10 minutes. Some people need 30 minutes. That way you can promote recovery, so the next day you can actually go in and train hard again. If you don't do this, then you're always going to be tired. You're always going to be beat up. And this might be one of the biggest things holding you back from being able to recover and getting getting in that next workout. So just spend 10-30 minutes walking around, jogging. You can even stretch. I'm not a big static stretcher, but you can even stretch. Just do something where you're away from your phone, not looking at TV, and you're just staring at something blank and keeping your mind free and kind of in that meditative state. The next tip is rest your body as much as possible. You train for 1 to 2 hours a day, but you still have 22 to 23 hours in the rest of the day that matter towards your training. If you don't take that seriously and rest your body and you just keep running all day and doing all these extra activities, you're not going to recover for your next workout, and recovery is the most important part of getting more workouts in and making more progress. So if you can't work out, you cannot make progress. You need to recover, you need to rest. And I'll give you a simple framework that way you know like what is rest, how to do rest, how to go about it. For every explosive leg day workout you have, let's say Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you want 1 to 2 days of rest in between. Some even need 2 to 3 days, and there's nothing wrong with that. Let go of your Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule that the average like society makes you do, and just go when you feel good. So you go 1 to 2 days of rest, go work out once you feel fully recovered, and then 1 to 2 days of rest. Like we talked about earlier, you actually want that post-workout 10 to 30 minute rest, cool down. Don't look at your phone, don't look at music, don't watch the TV. Completely clear your brain so you can recover. And then after that, drink your electrolytes and eat some carbs post-workout, and make sure you have them pre-workout. The last portion of this framework is just getting a little bit of active rest. So you're already resting, you're already doing all the stuff after your workouts or the days off your workouts. Now just add in 4 to 5 minutes of some jump rope, some pogo, some skips, kind of get some dynamic movements in, some lunges, some lateral lunges, some hamstring walkouts, stuff just to kind of get your blood flow going through the body every single day. It can only be 5-10 minutes. It should not be a full workout. It's just a little recovery workout. And I actually have some recovery workouts in my Just Jump and Just Sprint program. You can check that out in the link in the bio. But if you don't want to do those, just figure out some light stuff to do and do it yourself. That will give you that active rest, but also promote recovery so you can go into your next day feeling fresh. No, not feeling lethargic, but actually, having still a good workout that will be purposeful to improve your athleticism. Now, at this point in the video, you're probably wondering, so how do I actually train my athleticism correctly so then on the rest days I can also be optimal as well? That's why your next step is to watch this video right here where I teach you how to train your athleticism correctly.